I'm with John Jeckovich. It's June 26th, 2024, and we're on part 3 of today's reading. His book is called Their Mother's Sons. We're on chapter 4. Chapter 4 is entitled Passes to Owensboro. We just have a delay.
Let me look over here.
Delay that Mr. Jeckovich is reading about the muscle cars, and once he's done, I'll pick up the reading of the book. Okay, go on.
Huh?
What are you seeing now?
Owensboro.
So a lot of people have different versions of the 442, but it primarily means 4-barrel carburetor,
Yeah.
sits 4 and 2 doors. It's a very unique name and very collectible car.
$245. Rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, oh yeah, rear-wheel drive. Back then, the only cars that were front-wheel drive, American-made, would be the Tornado, that's front-wheel drive, and the '67 Eldorado 2-door coupe was front-wheel drive. I didn't like front-wheel drives. I like rear-wheel drives. And the interesting thing is when you get a front-wheel drive, when you're sitting in the front seat, there's usually a hump in most cars. In a front-wheel drive, it's completely flat. There's none of that hump that you normally see because of the drive shaft. There's no drive shaft.
Yeah, it's in the back.
There's no drive shaft in front-wheel drive. So primarily Tornadoes, '67 Eldorados were front-wheel drive. I never cared for them. It wasn't a very.
They make them in?
They don't. They have cars now that are front-wheel drives, but I just don't care for them. I always like rear-wheel.
Oh, huh.
Rear-wheel.
These are rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, almost everything's rear-wheel drive.
4-speed manual.
Yeah, 4-speed manual.
Yeah, you have to shift it, huh?
Yeah, on a shift, that's what everyone wanted.
Yeah, these cars were something, boy.
Yeah.
Here's a Barracuda, Plymouth.
Barracuda's nice. Look at the rear window on the '67 and '66.
It's real wide.
Huge rear window, and it's really nice. They came in automatic, and they also came in manual on the floor.
It's called a pony car.
Yeah.
A true muscle car today.
Yeah, Barracuda.
Huge wraparound window at the back, huh?
Yeah, huge window. The only other window that was similar to big was a '67 Buick Riviera. They had a big window in the back, and they were called boat tail.
There was only 2 cars that had the bigger window in the back.
Yeah.
Rear window, yeah.
Riviera and Barracuda.
Wraparound window.
Beautiful stuff.
It was the largest window glass, pane of glass the production car.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's what made the vehicle was a rear window. Very nice. Barracuda.
1964 Plymouth Barracuda. Well, they were good-looking cars, too.
A lot of style.
Huh?
A lot of style. And look at all the bright colors.
Yeah. 383 cubic inch, 300 horsepower engine. V8.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
The largest engine ever offered in a pony car.
Yeah.
And no room for power steering. But the car was a pick to handle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
0 to 60 took 5.6 seconds.
Pretty quick.
When the engine shook, which it did, a lot of so did the shakers. Top speed, 150 miles per hour.
That's pretty quick for a street car.
Yeah?
Pretty quick for a street car.
Here's a Plymouth Plower.
Yeah, Plymouth Prowlers. I had a few of those, and the interesting story behind them, when you would first buy a Plymouth Prowler, you had to get like in a lottery, and you had to pay $10,000 or $15,000 more than list price. The car comes with no top at all, completely no top, and everyone thought they had this great big investment. Fast forward about 20-some years, you could buy the Plymouth Prowler for next to nothing. It didn't really take off. Some people think they're worth a lot, but I bought them as low as $15,000. And so, but they're paying such a high price for a premium because everyone would say, "This is my 401k," and I said to myself, "You're making a mistake. That's not your 401k." And those cars dropped like rocket ships.
Yeah.
And you know, there's no top. You can only drive it on a nice day.
But
No top.
his hot rod starter made it a hit.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't get in the thing. They're so damn small. You need a shoehorn to put you in it. You have to be a really tiny, tiny man to go in that car.
Here's a concept car debated into production. Is this mic on? Yeah, there's a two-seat roadster.
Yeah.
I didn't see many of these cars around here.
No, there wasn't many. But I know a lot of people that bought them and they thought they were great investments. They were total flops.
Look at this, look at this.
Yeah. Total flops. But there again, people like them, but you have to be really a small man to get inside.
Roadrunner hit the scene in 1968.
Still a very collectible car today. Roadrunner is still a very collectible car today.
Expensive luxury lane cars.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
You know what it cost in what was it?
68? 1968?
Yeah, 68. For a mere $2,896, the American public could buy a base level Roadrunner equipped with a 383 cubic engine pumping out 335 barrels per minute. The chassis based on the Plymouth Belvedere was briefed up with upgraded specifications.
Imagine that for under $3,000, you get that beautiful machine. A beautiful machine.
It was an impressive package, but the price, let's see, but the price for the first extra 714, you could get a Fender 645 at 426 terabyte for the laser net.
Wow. Wow.
They had a horn on the car that went beep beep.
Yeah, it sounded like the Roadrunner bird.
Yeah.
And many of those cars that are still in existence today still have that horn that sounds like the Roadrunner bird, like you would hear on the cartoons.
Yeah.
A nice touch.
Offered big bangs for low price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at this thing on this.
Yeah. You see that big wing back there?
Look, here.
Yeah.
Look at this one over here.
Yeah. That wing was made famous by Richard Petty. He took that at Daytona 500. And prior to Richard Petty taking that type of car with the big wing on it, those cars were sitting in the back of car lots, the new car lots. No one would buy them. They were just sitting there. No one would buy those cars, even for $3,000. Richard Petty put his number 54 on it, one in Daytona, that everyone bought every one that was there. Yeah.
Jesus.
Look at the size of that wing.
Yeah, look, yeah. Look at this.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand this. If you own that car, and if you went to open a trunk, and if you weren't careful, you would bust your knuckles on that wing when you went up.
Oh, yeah.
It would bust your knuckles. You'd hit the wing. You would be in a lot of pain. So you have to be very careful how you open the trunk. But
Yeah, look at how high that is.
they
Yeah.
sat on the back lots for years. The dealers could not sell them. But once they hit the Daytona 500, all painted orange, every one of those things sold when he won a Daytona 500 in it.
In 1970, they sold 2,400 of them.
It's a big number.
74, they sold, let them see.
Well,
Yeah, they got this thing on the back where you can back, open that truck, that door, you
bang
back
your
in your hand,
fingers all
yeah.
the time. Bang your fingers.
Here's a Pontiac Firebird.
Yeah, those are.
You don't see many Pontiacs around, huh?
You know, they're not selling for nothing.
Yeah.
A 67 Pontiac Firebird had a beautiful 350 motor, and most of it was a luxury edition with bucket seats with a
Yeah.
center column automatic. It was just a beautiful car.
Yeah.
If you would have got that into like a lime green, you would have a car in a lime green interior. You'd have a car you'd keep forever. It was
Yeah.
very luxurious in 67.
Yeah.
Very luxurious.
From Smokey and the Bandit to Knight Rider, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am was an American hero for 50 years.
Yeah. So that Smokey and the Bandit made the Pontiac Trans Am famous, all black with a big hood scoop on it, 455.
Yeah.
And to this date, there's people buying Trans Am and making them looking like Smokey and the Bandit's car.
Smokey and the
To this
Bandit, yeah.
date. Hard to believe, it's like a cult following. A cult following.
$100,000 they sold
Oh, yeah.
in 1976.
Yeah.
Well, these stupid TV things show these cars too.
Yeah. And movies.
Yeah. Look at the windshield in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, Dave, I don't know. Pontiac Grand Prix.
That's a beautiful car. 69 Grand Prix is one of the most beautiful cars. They have like a tilted center column with a 455 motor. Very
yeah.
luxurious, every option you could imagine. I wish I had one now. Grand Prix is beautiful. Beautiful, and they get up and go. But it's a big car where you could put your family in, even if it's a two-door, you can still put your family in. It's a big car.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
big car.
Here's the Grand Prix sporting a good new muscle car credentials.
455. 455.
Yeah. Sweet two-door.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Huh?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you. What did you say? What kind of car?
GTO.
Oh, GTO. Oh.
Pontiac, yeah.
GTO came out in 1964, and that's the granddaddy of them all. It's a two-door, and in fact, I have a 66 GTO, four-speed manual, Gran Turismo. That's what it stands for, Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And it's the top of the line that Pontiac, that is like the godfather of all these muscle cars, the GTO.
The GTO was reborn 2004 as a sleek two-door.
Yeah, you couldn't hold a candle to it. They came from 64 to 68, 69, and that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, these are all Pontiacs, huh?
Yeah, but the one you really want is a 64, 66, 67.
GTOs.
68, they changed the body. The 64, 65, 67 is the most desirable. I got one that's a 66. It's the granddaddy out of all of them. Cobra. The problem with Cobras is there's so many replicas of Cobras, you can't tell the real or the original apart.
Yeah.
There's so many replicas of Cobras. Oh my God, there's so many replicas. That's why I had one, but I got rid of it quickly. I don't want to deal with everyone asking me if it's a real thing.
He created a leg that still lives on.
There's a lot more replicas than real Cobras, I can tell you that.
Cobra, huh?
Oh my God, there's so many replicas out there today.
Pontiac Monroe. Yeah. Has justifiably set pulses racing.
Here they come.
V8 engine. And has more attitude than an Australian crocodile hunter.
That's a good one. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, okay, how are you?
How was the movie?
I don't know, I stayed awake, it was good, it was bad, whatever.
Then you fell asleep?
No?
So the movie was good.
Yeah, I had to see the whole thing.
You're looking chipper today.
I feel better, thank you.
All right, you take it easy.
Oh, you too?
Get some
Did
good
you
night
get caught in a
rest.
storm?
Pardon me?
Did you get caught in the storms?
No, we didn't get caught in a storm.
Oh,
We missed most of it, but it did come down. Well, take care of yourself, Harriet.
you too?
Take care of yourself.
Have a good night, Harriet.
Oh, Jen, thank you, take care, drive safely.
Yeah, right.
Harriet, stay out of trouble.
There is no trouble here.
1968. Yeah, Dave.
Hold that book up for a minute. I want to get you a picture of it so we have a record of it. Hold that book up.
Muscle cars.
Yeah, hold it up.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to send that to Tom. Tom likes muscle cars.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start reading the book in a minute.
Huh?
I'm going to start reading the book right now. How many minutes we got there, Jen?
Just 5.
Okay.
Wait a minute, let me put this up here.
How you like all these books I've been bringing you?
Huh?
How you like all the books I've been
Yeah, where are
bringing?
you getting these books?
Buying them.
Amazon.
Yeah? What'd you say now?
Well, yeah, whatever you want to
Well, how
do.
many minutes?
Just like, just under 5.
All right, here we go. We're at chapter 4. This is the third section today because Mr. Jeckovich was going through his past memories of muscle cars from the 50s and 60s. So we'll read as much as we can before this third section tape ends. We're in the studio still. And this section of chapter 4 is called Passes to Owensboro. This is when Mr. Jeckovich went to about 4 or 5 different camps for training before he went to active duty during World War II. And now he's taking a weekend trip to Owensboro. Here we go. I felt new and inspiring exhilaration in my newfound being. My only hope that I'd sustain it when I returned home. Owensboro was situated on the banks of the Ohio River and was the largest western city in Kentucky with a population of over 50,000. It was mostly agricultural, sprinkled with some major industries, electronics, and manufacturing. Among its more traditional occupations were several whiskey distilleries, which is still, all the whiskey distilleries are coming out of Owensboro, and tobacco processing plants. Could you imagine how many decades they're producing whiskey out of Owensboro? How many generations have worked there? Owensboro was about 40 miles southeast of Evansville and approximately 110 miles east of Louisville. The bus pulled into a small bus station, which I assumed to be the center of town. It was directly kitty-corner from City Hall and the courthouse on 4th Street.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
You remember that? Tell us what you think.
Yeah,
Tell us what
City
you
Hall,
remember.
yeah.
What do you remember? What was your first impression of Owensboro?
It was an agricultural city, farm city.
Yeah. I attempted to get my bearings and look for a prominent landmarks to guide me back to the bus station on my return trip to camp. There was a post office on 4th Street and a little farther down from the City Hall. Also, there was a little park on 5th Street behind the City Hall called Douglas Park. There was a triangle. There was my triangle of orientation. The bus station on 4th Street on the apex, the City Hall and post office formed the sides of the triangle, and the Douglas Park formed the base. How could I get lost? So you got a pretty good bearing on how to get back to the bus station.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time you're in Owensboro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The next order of business was find somewhere to stay for the night. What was usual in these situations, what there would be servicemen's canteens or even USOs that could give me information on these matters. As I started walking down the main street, there were the usual department stores that I've seen back home, which were diagonal parking at stoplights and various intersections. I approached the edge of the city proper, and there was a huge complex of buildings just before the entrance to the Owensboro bypass. Large neon sign that glowed from one of the buildings tell me that this was the way to Glenmore Distillery. Glenmore Distillery still today.
Yeah, boy.
Still today. I noticed there was a gate with a uniformed guard inside. I greeted him and asked him if there was any information regarding accommodations for servicemen. He informed me that there's a serviceman's canteen on the East Parish Avenue. To get there, I'd have to go back to 4th Street until I came to Breckenridge Street, turn left 2 blocks, and then right on Parish for a block. I thanked him and proceeded to follow his directions. Sure enough, those were the canteen center, modest but still there. I asked about overnight lodging and was told that only facilities they had were at St. Paul's Episcopal Church on Griffith Avenue, Highway 431, and continue down Highway 1 to Griffith Avenue. I thought as I walked this was turning into another 15-mile hike. Wait a second.